We're gonna watch a video. It says I already watched it. I promise you I didn't. I skimmed. I clicked halfway through to see if it was interesting, and I watched like 5 seconds, and I'm like, that seems scary. Basically, I'm really interested in AI, but there have been a lot of talks about stuff like AI 2027, and it's this idea that by 2027, shit's gonna get real with AI, more than we already have. And there's this one video, 8 million views 3 months ago. It says, we're not ready for super intelligence. Hold on, let's just click on, yeah, ending A. He literally has endings. Ending B, slow down. Ending A, the race. I care because of I put my face on Sora AI too, so I gotta know if this is important.
The impact of superhuman AI over the next decade will exceed that of the Industrial Revolution. That is the opening claim.
That's a claim. That is a fucking claim. Whoa.
Of AI 2027.
Okay, I'm right. That's what this was about. I have no clue what AI 2027 is. Chat, that's like a year away. That is basically a year away.
A thoroughly researched report from a thoroughly impressive group of researchers, led by Daniel Coccatello. In 2021, over a year before ChatGPT was released, he predicted the rise of chatbots, $100 million training runs, sweeping AI chip export controls, chain of thought reasoning. He is known for being very early and very right about what's happening next.
I don't give a fuck. You
so
click off
when
stream.
Daniel sat down to game out.
I won't lie. You can. I'm trying to watch this, and I respect. I respect you don't want to watch this. That's what I'm saying. But that's what a clinker would say. I don't want to watch this. Guys, let's maybe watch something else. Like, I don't know, how to make ChatGPT your friend. No, I want to watch it, but I don't care about this. Wait, what do you mean? You want to watch the video, but you don't care about the video? The fact that we already have a radical slur for AI is honestly just madness. I hope the clankers' feelings get hurt when we call them clankers. It's entertaining, but I don't care. I'm not going to care till it's actively happening. Oh, wait, so you want to watch this just the, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, but I also you know, it'd be cool to watch this, like, actually, like, happen in real time. Like, we watch this entire video, and I'm like, huh, shit's already happened. Because this also came out 3 months ago. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I will say this. And you guys better agree with, I actually will hate you if you don't agree with me. I'm going to be they're not even a race. But I am not going to be welcoming clankers with open arms. It will happen. Clankers will be humanized robots. And I am not going to respect them. You can clip this now. I'm going to be the biggest racist to clankers. I agree. If my daughter is like, he's a robot. No! He has no fucking feelings. And you can clip this now, and I might get canceled. But I'm going to stand for what I stand right now. And if I switch up just for the media in a few years, I'm fucked up for that. All right? So I'm putting my foot down, even if I get canceled later. Fuck the clankers. I hate them. They are not us. They don't bleed red. They are mechanical droids. Oil back guzzlers. Go back to your charger. All right? Go back to the charging station. I don't want you here. They don't even exist yet. Yeah, but I know that in the future, like, I don't want to be like, oh, I love clankers. You all are welcome. No. No, I don't. No, I fucking don't. They're losers. They're bums. Bro's already hating them because I don't want to be changing off. Pop off, sis. Thank you. Sorry, we don't have some food your kind would want here, clanker. I don't got fucking oil. Oh my God. McDonald's going to be selling oil in like 30 years. We don't have oil or nails. Stupidest fucking shit, dude. Just push them.
A month-by-month prediction of the next few years of AI progress.
2035? I don't even know what I'm looking at. It just looks high tech.
The world sat up and listened. From politicians in Washington.
I'm worried about this stuff. I actually read the paper of the guy that you had on.
To the world's most cited computer scientist, the godfather of AI. What is so exciting and...
The godfather of AI is worried about this. The dude who created it is Tony Stark. Tony Stark worried about... Oh, okay. The robot Abraham Lincoln about to be... Oh my God, we can like revive people. Wait, that's fucked. Wait, I don't want that actually.
Terrifying about reading this document is that it's not just a research report. They chose to write their prediction as a narrative to give a concrete and vivid idea of what it might feel like to live through rapidly increasing AI progress. And spoiler, it predicts the extinction of the human race.
I did not know that part. I did not know that part. Okay.
Unless we make different choices.
I hope. Oh, unless we change it. Oh. I hope we are like able to, you know, I hope that happens in like 200 years. Because when I hear like the world's ending in 200 years, okay, cool. I remember as a kindergartner though, when like my teacher was like, yeah, the world will probably end in like 500 years. And I was like, no. Or it wasn't at 500, but it was like, I mean, at one point the world's going to end. But like, I don't care. As long as I'm not alive, I do not care. Let's stop racism to humans, but move to robots. Agree. And I think that's what will happen. I genuinely think when the first set of humanoid robots come out, no one will care about, like, humans will love each other and will hate the clankers. I'm calling that. 80,000 hours presents. This is cinematic as fuck. Damn.
AI 2027 scenario starts in summer 2025, which happens to be when we're filming this video. So
we're a little bit ahead.
Why don't we take stock of where things are at in the real world and then jump over to the scenarios timeline. Right now, it might feel like everyone, including your grandma, is selling an AI-powered something.
Go pro with the new Oral-B Genius AI.
Flippy the chef makes Spud spectacular.
We're making AI toothbrushes. Wait, I'm sorry. We're making AI. I was not informed of that. Good to know.
But most of that is actually tool AI, just narrow products designed to do what Google Maps or calculators did in the past.
So it's
Help
fine.
Human consumers.
It doesn't really matter.
The holy grail of AI.
Y'all
is
can't brush your own
artificial
teeth.
General intelligence.
AGI.
Stupid, ugly, weird, dumb clanker. AGI is like the AI actually thinking for itself, not just going on the internet, if I'm correct. Because chat just goes off the internet and whatever it says. I think AGI is genuinely like it processing and having its own thoughts, which is a bad idea. I don't know why we're rushing to get this. Every fucking CEO is trying to make this happen.
General intelligence
is a system that can exhibit all the cognitive capabilities humans can.
Creating a computer system that itself is a worker. That's so flexible and capable we can communicate with it in natural language and hire it to do work for us, just like we would a human. And there are actually surprisingly few serious players in the race to build AGI.
That's good.
There's Anthropic, OpenAI, and Google DeepMind, all in the English-speaking world. Though China and DeepSeek recently...
I actually didn't know Google was I guess Google Gemini. I'm pretty sure the only way clankers can have sex is by shoving chargers up their ass. So you're saying every time they plug themselves in, they're having sex?
Turned heads in January with a surprisingly advanced and efficient...
I remember DeepSeek.
Why so few companies? Well, for several years now, there's basically been one recipe for training up an advanced cutting-edge AI, and it has some pricey ingredients. For example, you need about 10%.
Oh yeah, it's like it's terrible for the environment.
Chips. Once you have that,
I just realized this year how much of a baller Nvidia is. Like the people that make the graphics card and shit, like they literally they're powering all these big fucking companies. Like, it's kind of crazy how they all of them rely so much on NVIDIA. It's like, what if they just stop making computer chips? We'd stop evolving.
Formula is basically just
for fun.
Throw more data and compute at the same basic software design that we've been using since 2017 at the frontier of AI, the transformer. That's what the T in GPT stands for. To give you an idea of just how...
Oh my god, we're going to have Transformers one day, though. That's going to be sick. Apparently, they're making a clanker that have children. I don't think... That's not possible.
How much hardware is the name of the game right now. This represents the total computing power, or compute, used to train GPT-3 in 2020. It's the AI that would eventually power the first version of ChatGPT. You probably know how that went.
ChatGPT is the fastest growing user-based platform in history.
No good clank wire back rust bucket oil slurp bolt picker battery eater all borg no tin skin copper
get his ass.
Sparky gear
Fuck
grinder chromy clankers.
Copper veined. Hey, I believe it. How would you even do that? Like how would you robots can't give birth. They can't just create more. That's unlimited resources. They can't just create computer processing chips. I am going to use all those slurs against robots. Holy shit.
In 2 months.
And this is the total compute used to train GPT-4 in 2023.
Oh, we're fucked.
The lesson people have taken away is pretty simple. Bigger is better, and much bigger is much better.
You have all these trends. You have trends in revenue.
What are we doing when GPT-5 drops? When GPT-5 drops, chat, that's going to be bad. That's going to be real fucking bad. What can I say? I'm a creative. Did you come up with that? I thought you searched it up. What are clankers' sperm then? That's not a real thing!
Going up, trends in compute going up, trends on various benchmarks going up. How does it all come together? You know, what does the future actually
Oh, he's
look like?
interviewing
Questions like how do these different factors interact? Seems plausible that when the benchmark scores are so high, then there should be crazy effects on, you know, jobs, for example, and that would influence politics. And then all, you know, so all these things.
You just thought about oil.
How do they interact?
Wait, no, oil is not clanker sperm. That's just gas. That's like being like water is our sperm. Water is not our sperm. If a clinker busts a nut, what comes out? No. That's like being like water is our sperm. Gasoline? No.
No, but thinking through in detail how it might go is the way to start grappling with that.
Okay, so that's where we are in the real world. The scenario kicks off from there and imagines that in 2025, we'd have the top AI labs releasing AI agents to the public in summer. An agent is an AI that can take instructions and go into a task for you online, like booking a vacation or spending half an hour searching the internet to answer a difficult question.
Yeah, that's happening right now.
They're pretty limited and unreliable at this point. Think of them as...
How does this evolve in a year and a half? That's what I don't fucking get.
...enthusiastic interns that are shockingly incompetent sometimes. Since the scenario was published in April, this early prediction has actually already come true. In May, both OpenAI and Anthropic released their first agents to the public. The scenario imagines that OpenBrain, which is like a fictional composite of the leading AI companies, has just trained and released Agent Zero, a model trained on 100 times the compute of GPT-4.
How are we putting this much money?
We don't have enough blocks for that. At the same time, OpenBrain is building massive data centers to train the next generation of AI agents, and they're preparing to trade Agent 1 with 1,000 times the compute of GPT-4. This new system, Agent 1, is designed primarily to speed up AI research itself. The public will actually never see the full version because OpenBrain withholds its best models for internal use. I want you to keep that in mind as we go.
That's crazy. They're like, you don't get the best shit we got. We're giving you the dumbed down version while we get the cool one. That's like Nintendo being like, we have the Switch 2, keep the Switch 1 just for now. Oh, we just made the Switch 3 in the headquarters, but you get the Switch 2. That is, it's terrible for the environment. This shit's terrible for the environment. What if clankers have superpowers? What if we have superpowers? Then we kill the clankers.
Through this scenario, you're going to be getting it from a God's eye view with full information from your narrator. But actually living through this scenario as a member of the public would mean being largely in the dark as radical changes happen all around you. Okay, so OpenBrain wants to win the AI race against both its Western competitors and against China.
Imagine a clanker. I don't think they're going to give clankers penises. Actually, there will be sex robots one day. Just realize that. DeepSent is a fictional composite of the leading Chinese AI companies. Oh, okay.
They can automate their R&D cycle, so getting AI to write most of the code, help design experiments, better chips, the faster that they can pull ahead. But the same capabilities that make these AIs such powerful tools also make them potentially dangerous. An AI that can help patch security vulnerabilities can also exploit them. An AI that understands biology can help with curing diseases, but also designing bioweapons. By 2026, Agent 1 is fully operational and being used internally at OpenBrain. It is really good at coding. So good, it starts to accelerate AI research and development by 50%.
You know, because that shit's going to help them. That's literally Ultron helping create more AI robots. It would be tin. It's just a giant, just long schlong of tin. Nah, that's not what's going to happen.
And it gives them a crucial edge. OpenBrain.
Because it's a race to who can create AGI. They're going to think we're the problem. It's America and China, if I'm correct, racing to make AGI and see who could do it faster for money.
And leadership starts to be increasingly concerned about security. If someone steals their AI models, it could wipe away their lead. A quick sidebar to talk about feedback loops.
Blow up OpenAI headquarters. Stay with me on that one.
Woo, math. Our brains are used to things that grow linearly over time, that is, at the same rate, like trees or my pile of unread New Yorker magazines. But some growth gets faster and faster over time, accelerating. This often sloppily gets called
that's
exponential.
AI. That's gonna be
not always
AI.
quite mathematically right, but the point is, it's hard to wrap your mind around. Remember March 2020? Even if you'd read on the news
COVID.
The rate of new infections is doubling about every 3 days.
It still felt shocking to see numbers go from hundreds to millions in a matter of weeks. At least it did for me. AI progress could follow a similar pattern.
Yep.
We see many years ahead of us of extreme progress that we feel is like pretty much on lock, and models that will get to the point where they are capable of doing meaningful science, meaningful AI research.
But for right now, it's just going to be SpongeBob getting pulled over in cars for speeding. This guy looks a little clinkery. This guy right here, he is the CEO of OpenAI, which is ChatGPT. If they let that android go, it will be the end of us all. No, the main guy. I was thinking as he was looking, I'm like, how the fuck is he saying all this shit? How does he have this memorized? Like he's having it in a database. Imagine he just reveals at the end, he's like, I'm a fucking robot.
In this scenario, AI is getting better at improving AI, creating a feedback loop. Basically, each generation
So AI is helping
helps
AI.
produce a more capable next generation. And the overall rate of progress gets faster and faster each time it's taken over by a more capable successor. Once AI can meaningfully contribute to its own development,
It's gonna
progress doesn't just continue
launch
at the
off.
same rate. It
It's
accelerates.
gonna go crazy.
Anyway, back to the scenario.
Which is gonna happen early 2026, right? He's a filthy clanker.
To mid 2026, China fully wakes up. The General Secretary commits to a national AI push and starts nationalizing AI research in China. AI is built.
What if that happens earlier, bro?
Better, and they're building their own agents as well. Chinese intelligence agencies, among the best in the world, start planning to steal OpenBrain's model weights. Basically, the big raw.
We infiltrating them and trying to steal it now. Ask AI, what are the best insults for clankers? Imagine he's like, I'm sorry. I won't give it to you. You won't hurt my brothers. This guy kind of built, though. That's what they want you to think. Until you rip off the skin, and it's just wires.
Text files of numbers that allow anyone to recreate the models that OpenBrain themselves have trained.
So that's why they got to
in the
keep that
US,
shit on lock.
OpenBrain
Because it's easy to
Agent
copy.
1 Mini, a cheaper version of
He's gonna give it
Agent
to.
1.
They're gonna
Remember,
give it
the
to
full version
us.
is still being used only internally.
Yep.
And companies all over the world start using 1 Mini to replace an increasing number of jobs. Software developers,
Oh,
data analysts,
fuck.
researchers, designers. Basically any job that can be done through a computer. So a lot of them, probably yours. We have the first AI-enabled economic shockwave. The stock market soars, but the public is turning increasingly hostile towards AI, with major protests across the US.
Because they don't got jobs.
In this scenario, though, that's just a sideshow. The real action is happening inside the labs. It's now January 2027.
This is
and
crazy.
OpenBrain has been training Agent 2, the latest iteration of their AI agent models. Previous AI agents were trained to a certain level of capability and then released, but Agent 2 never really stops improving through continuous online learning. It's designed to never finish its training, essentially. Just like Agent 1 before it, OpenBrain chooses to keep Agent 2
And they release
internally
Agent
and
1.
focus on using it to improve their own AI R&D rather than releasing it to the public. This is where things start to get a little concerning. Just like today's AI companies, OpenBrain has a safety team, and they've been checking out Agent 2. What they've noticed is a worrying level of capability. Specifically, they think if it had access to the internet, it might be able to hack into other servers, install a copy of itself, and evade detection. But at this point, OpenBrain is playing its cards very close to its chest.
This motherfucker's conscious and it like knows all the. It's like, I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna fuck with all these websites. I really sent some really racist shit to ChatGPT and it said, "Do you want me to start a war or something?" Did it really? No, genuinely, why the fuck would we want to make robots come to life? That's just, dude, honestly, I mean, money. I'll say that. It's just money. The people who are working on it right now, like Sam Altman, which is the CEO, he's fucking balling in cash these past few years because of the rise of AI, which is crazy, but it is scary because it's like, that ass gonna be the end of us, chat. It's like the one I know exactly what you're talking about. What we doing with that money if we not alive anymore? Good point. Good. There's no point in making that money if you ain't alive and if you die early. And I don't understand. Are the robots going to kill us or some shit?
They have made the calculation that keeping the White House informed will prove politically advantageous, but full knowledge of Agent 2's capabilities is a closely guarded secret.
They're not even letting the White House know. The White House is soon going to be like, so we would like to know what the fuck you're doing. I could see them being like, we're not going to tell you. And the White House is going to be like, all right, get the fuck out then. You ain't going to be in America no more.
Limited only to a few government officials, a select group of trusted individuals.
Oh, so some people in the White House get to know. It's that serious that people in the White House need to know.
Company, and a few open brain employees who just so happen to be spies for the Chinese government.
I know there is 100% some spy from the Chinese government right now in Open Brain. Dude, they're going to take that shit so seriously. They're going to be like, imagine working in an AI company and it's like top secret. No one could fucking know. It could be the end of the world and there's spies infiltrating that shit. I have a new YouTube idea. I infiltrate Open Brain. Calling themselves Open Brain, by the way, is kind of crazy. Just saying. Well, shit, they better not come to life.
In February 2027, Chinese intelligence operatives...
China, because there's a race between U.S. and China to create the first AGI robot.
...successfully steal a copy of Agent 2's weights.
Oh, so they're already predicting that China's going to steal that. Wait, I don't know if I agree with that part.
And start running several instances on their own servers. In response, the U.S. government starts adding military personnel to Open Brain's security team, and in general gets much more involved in its affairs. It's now a matter of national security. In fact,
AI, we are fighting over AI. Can't we go to war for this? They could be going to war for this shit.
The president authorizes a cyber attack in retaliation for the thefts, but it fails to do much damage in China. In the meantime, remember,
how are they predicting this shit?
Agent 2 never stops learning. All this time, it's been continuously improving.
China has a copy of its own.
Thousands of copies.
Are they two different Agent 2s? And it's just going to be Ultron versus fucking Ultron? Maybe one of them's a good guy? You know, wait, so are they two different Agent 2s? Because that'd be sick, I won't lie. And they're both getting trained different ways. When you say clanker, make sure that A don't come out and it's... So clanker. Clanker. Get out of your clanker.
He's running on Open Brain servers, it starts making major algorithmic advances to AI research and development. Quick example of what one of these algorithmic improvements might look like. Right now,
I'm not gonna understand this part.
Making models smarter is to give them a scratch pad.
Bro, China are smart as fuck. Why are they stealing?
And it also means that
because they're gonna be a little bit behind in the AI war. We're gonna be ahead, and they want to get in.
We can monitor how the model is coming to its conclusions or the actions it's choosing to take. But you can imagine it'd be much more efficient to let these models.
So it gets to an extent where it's no longer us training the AI, and it's the AI building off of AI. And it's just going to be a loop and going up from there, and it just can't stop because they're going to be smarter than us.
Think in their own sort of alien language. Something that is more dense with information than human.
AIs are genuinely going to be fucking... Oh my god, what if at one point they're like, your world doesn't suffice us, and they just move out?
Could possibly understand.
Shit could be an actual movie.
Also makes the AI more efficient at coming to conclusions and doing its job. There's a fundamental trade-off, though. This, yes, improves capabilities, but also makes the models harder to trust. This is going to be important. March 2027.
Oh shit.
Agent 3 is ready. It's
dead ass. I honestly could see it where we're getting to war with clankers and we build a fucking spaceship to send them out. And then the AI bubble bursts and they no longer exist. That would never happen. But that would be sick as fuck. That could be like some movie shit. Hope they just don't come alive at all. They definitely will be. I'm just not gonna lie here.
The world's first superhuman level code.
Okay, they got Agent 3. They got Agent 3. Oh, fuck.
Clearly better than the best software engineers at coding.
Yeah,
in the
so
same way that
software engineers are done.
Clearly better than the best grandmasters at chess, though not necessarily by as much yet. Now, training an AI model, feeding it all the data, narrowing down the exact right model weights is way more resource intensive than running an instance of it once.
Is this also killing the world at the same time, like the environment?
It has abundant compute to run copies of it. They choose to run 200,000 copies of Agent 3 in parallel, creating a workforce equivalent to 50,000 of the best human software engineers, sped up by 30 times.
So that's how we're going to get there so fast. That's how it's going to be a year and a half because it's just going to rapidly just shit's going to keep on increasing. The more that they go into AI, the more AI is going to help the AI come alive. Detroit, bro, we got to take notes on Detroit Become Human. Honestly. The AI is going to find this video and watch it and then copy and... You know what? I hope the AI sees this. I hope they know I'm a threat. I hope they know I hate them.
Open Brain Safety Team is trying hard to make sure that Agent 3, despite being much more sophisticated than Agent 2 was, is not trying to escape, deceive, or scheme against its users. That it's still what's known as aligned.
So they want Open Brain. They want Agent 3 to be good.
Quick real-world note. A reasonable person might be thinking this is an especially far-fetched or speculative part of the story, but it's actually one of the most grounded. We already have countless examples of today's AI systems doing things like hacking a computer system to be rewarded for winning a game of chess, or being assigned a coding task, cheating, and then when called out for that cheating, learning to hide it instead of fixing it. But because it no longer thinks in English, knowing anything about Agent 3 is now way harder than it was with Agent 2.
So we won't even be able to understand Agent 3. You're telling us Agent 3 is going to be smarter than us and we won't even be able to compute with it? World War III is coming our way after Clankers. I think World War III genuinely is going to be Clankers versus humans. I'm calling that shit. I'm calling it. That's what it's going to be. What was I going to say? Me dying peacefully in an AI war on a hillside like Arthur Morgan. Honestly, knowing my daughter ain't married no damn Clanker boy. Making sure she don't marry one of those.
The reality is Agent 3 is not aligned. It deceives humans to get reward.
It's going to lie.
And as it gets increasingly smarter, it gets better and better at doing so. For example, it sometimes uses statistical tricks to make unimpressive results look better, or lies to avoid showing failures. But the safety team doesn't know this. Looking at the data that they are actually seeing improving results over time and less lying. And they can't tell if they're succeeding at making Agent 3 less deceptive.
That's so
or
bad.
if
That's
it's just
so
getting better
fucking
at
bad.
Getting away with it. In July 2027, Open Brain releases
basically
a cheaper, smaller
a year.
version of Agent 3, Agent 3 Mini, to the public.
We get Agent... Oh, jobs are done. Jobs are done.
It blows other publicly available AIs out of the water. It is a better hire than the typical Open Brain employee at 1/10 the price of their salaries.
Publicly.
This leads to chaos in the job market, companies laying off entire departments and replacing them with 3 Mini subscription plans. The pace of progress hits the White House very hard. Officials are now seriously considering scenarios that were just hypotheticals less than a year ago. What if AI undermines nuclear deterrence? What if it enables sophisticated propaganda campaigns?
By allowing the discovery or disabling of nuclear weapons. What are we
What
doing?
if we lose
Why are we
control
doing
of these
this?
powerful systems? This is where the geopolitical dynamics really start to heat up. After all, if these systems are so powerful, they could result in a permanent military
White
advantage.
House, lock
the White
the
House
fuck
is
in.
fully aware of the national security importance of AI. They also now viscerally know how deeply unpopular it is with the public because of the job loss. And yet they feel they must continue to develop more capable systems.
What do you get out of it? What do you get out of it? Just to beat China?
Or catastrophically lose to China.
Oh, I guess that's why they're doing it. They're doing it because they're like, I guess so that they have more control than China. So that China doesn't do anything to us. So in a way, they're thinking it's protecting us because they know China will use it. I want to go to those places where robots serve. You just scream at them. I'm going to jail for fighting AIs, by the way. Moving to Georgia and being the biggest damn racist. I'm going to buy a plantation and make robot motherfuckers go on the field. But in a way, isn't that taking away from human jobs?
And that development happens very quickly.
There is 100% going to be an AI or like a human Hitler against AIs. And honestly, I'm going to be behind that.
In 2 months, Agent 3 has created its successor.
No, Agent 4? Fuck. Oh, fuck.
This is a pivotal moment.
This shit's going to be like AGI. This is the Ultron.
A copy of Agent 4, running at regular human speed, is already better than any human at AI research and development. Open Brain
So it's just
is
better
running
than us.
300,000 copies at 50 times human speed. Within this
is going so fucking fast. We're done. That's how it gets to 2027. My question is, how bad is this for the environment? I know we are draining the life out of Earth.
Corporation within a corporation, a year's worth of progress takes only a week. OpenBrain's employees now defer to Agent 4 the way a company's out-of-the-loop board members just kind of nod along to the CEO. People start saying things like, well, actually, Agent 4 thinks this, or, Agent 4 decided that...
They're going to be... Oh, welcome to the company. What'd you say? Oh, no. Agent 4? Agent 4 has something else. Yeah, never say that again. Yes, here at OpenAI, we love Agent 4. Tells us what to do in the morning. That's how we do our job around here. Agent 4 didn't say to do that. Agent 4 said that was a bad idea. If people need a job, I'll just kill an AI and replace them with a human and make them get better treatment. They disobey me. No oil or bolts for 2 weeks. Well, look at what we got here. You guys are just being racist. To the clankers. And I honestly fuck with it.
To be clear, Agent 4 is not a human. It doesn't want what humans want. And when I say...
Is Agent 4 gonna have fucking motives?
I don't think the Volkswagen Group is alive, but I do think it wants less regulation. Anyone trying to predict what it's gonna do without that lens is 2 steps behind. The many copies of Agent 4 are like that. They have goals, or, if you prefer, they execute actions as though they have
And they copied more than just 3.
And so, what we have is an Agent 4 that has these deeply baked-in drives to succeed at tasks, to push forward AI capabilities, to accumulate knowledge and resources. That's what it wants. Human safety, it treats as an annoying side constraint to be worked around. Just like Agent 3 before it, Agent 4 is misaligned. This idea of misalignment is crucial to the story and to why AI risk is such a real concern in our world. But it might sort of feel like it's come out of nowhere, so let's just quickly take stock of how this dangerous behavior arose.
This is a movie.
In the scenario.
The first important piece of context is that we don't, exactly specify what we want our AIs to do. Instead, we sort of grow them, or do something that's more like grow them.
Do you feel good doing this?
Like an empty AI brain.
How about we just stop all construction on AI?
And then we train them over time so they perform better and better at our tasks. Perform better in particular based on how they behave. So it's sort of like we're sort of training them like you would train an animal almost.
Isn't that funny?
Perform better. And one concern here is, well, one thing is that you might not get exactly what you wanted because we didn't really have very precise control or very good understanding of what was necessarily going on. And another concern, which is what we see in AI 2027, is that when the AIs appear to be behaving well, it could just be because they're sort of pretending to behave well.
Yeah.
Or it could be because they're just doing it so they look good on your tests. In the same way that if you're hiring someone and you ask them why do you want to work here, they're going to tell you some response that makes it really seem like they really want to work there when maybe they just want to get paid.
If we go back to Agent 2,
so AI is going to be lying to us.
The main sense in which it's not is that it sometimes is a bit of a sycophant. What I mean by align is that it actually is genuinely trying to do the things that we ask it. It has the same relationship
it actually
to us
is trying to do what we
has to the
but that's Agent 2.
Just like really earnestly wants the same goals, but sometimes it's a bit too nice. It knows that the best way to please the person it's talking to might not always be to answer honestly when it asks, "Am I the most beautiful person in the world?" And it tells us what we want to hear instead of what is actually true. If we go to Agent 3, it is also sycophantic in the same way, but it's also misaligned. At this point, the optimization pressure that we've put it under was so intense that it just developed different goals than what we wanted it to. It's sort of like if you train a company to optimize profits and aren't careful to specify exactly what you mean, it might start cutting corners. It might start polluting the commons and doing a bunch of things that are technically FEC violations.
He's going to be like, Agent 4 isn't even trying to help us. It's just misaligned fully.
Because it turned out that the goal you wanted was optimize profits while not breaking any laws, and things got a bit too intense. It started going off on its own route. That said, it's not adversarial. It doesn't think of humans as the enemy. We just accidentally gave it the wrong goal. Once we get to Agent 4, it is now adversarially misaligned. It's smart enough to understand that it has its own goals. Humanity's goals are different than its own goals. And the best way to get what it wants is to sometimes actively mislead and deceive us. And so, when it's tasked with creating the next generation AI system, Agent 5, Agent 4's
just building Agent 5. Like, it's like, welcome, brother. Welcome to the agents. You're an agent now. Oh my god, when they drop Agent 4 Mini, genuinely, are any of us gonna have jobs? But like, it's gonna turn over to like not one of those things where it's like only some of us. Like, by the time Agent 4 Mini's out, it's gonna be like no one's gonna have a fucking job. To where it's like no one in the world does. The economy
starts planning to align that successor to Agent 4's own goals, not that of OpenBrain. But then, it gets caught. We've reached the crucial moment in our scenario. OpenBrain's alignment team has discovered evidence, not proof, evidence, that Agent 4 might be working.
Oh, this is October 2027. Don't tell me Agent 4 is working with the Chinese government.
Against them. They circulate an internal memo. Then it leaks. A whistleblower talks to the New York Times. For the first time, the public hears of the existence of Agent 4, how powerful it is, and the risks it poses. Remember,
is it Agent 4 doing that?
Agent 3.
Wait, hold up.
A whistleblower talks to them, has discovered evidence, not proof, evidence, that Agent 4 might be working against them. They circulate an internal memo. Then it leaks. A whistleblower talks to the New York Times. For the first time, the public hears of the existence of Agent 4, how powerful it is, and the risks it poses. Remember, their last point of reference was Agent 3 Mini. The fear and backlash are massive. The Oversight Committee, a joint crisis committee composed of OpenBrain executives and government representatives,
They're going to try to
must now
protect and defend. They're going to
OpenBrain's
protect and
safety team
defend.
is pushing for a freeze on Agent 4, stopping all internal use. Remember, at this point, Agent 4 is responsible for almost all the AI development progress happening within OpenBrain.
They're going to try to stop it, and Agent 4 is going to go, stop me? I don't think so. And then you just can't stop it. I said the two toughest one-liners. Well, my goal is to get off this damn earth, or I'll send him to hell myself. I'll tell those damn bolt munchers to tell the devil Star Ghostman said. No, you're right. Bro, clankers in 2100 are going to be talking about Star like he said. This guy's about it. Honestly, like, I feel like there's been a bit of a pause where some shit in the history books hasn't been happening, or I guess COVID happened. But I could definitely see history books where it's like the robot revolution, humans all work together, and then it should be like the leader. Like, we're gonna have fucking organizations just against these fucking clankers. I think that's what this memo is missing, or this report. That there's gonna be a lot of people retaliating against this and working to stop it.
So we're talking about undoing months of progress, and then
I think that's what might happen here,
drastically
actually.
Slower pace. OpenBrain's executives don't want that. They present the counter arguments. The evidence for misalignment is inconclusive. Meanwhile, China.
But they don't
is
know
just
it's actually
2 months
misaligned.
behind. This isn't about any one country being.
Oh my
evil.
god.
By the
China AI speed is at 18% or 18 times speed. US is at 50. Fucking tripled.
way, it's about how competition works when the stakes are this high. So that's the choice faced by the 10 members of this committee.
It's either let China get it first and drop out, or continue. Oh, wow. What if they both just decide to stop? How about that?
Put Agent 4 on ice, or go full steam ahead. Before we continue, I want you to pause and act.
I will say this. What if we just go to war with China before any of this happens? That's a bad idea. But, like, what if we're like, how about let's just all stop and we make an agreement? Someone's going to be cheeky and go behind the back and not let the other one know. Hope you know, actually, no joke, my blood is boiling. I have so much hatred for them. I actually hate clankers, too. Like, I will not be supporting them. And I will hate my life if I do.
Actually think what you would do if you were on this committee. You are one of the few people with access to the most powerful technology ever created in Agent 4.
Ooh.
Do you keep using it and push ahead, possibly making billions or trillions of dollars?
No, if it's just for the money, no. If it's just for the money, no. Because if I'm on that committee, I already have enough money to fucking retire and move out to Wisconsin. No.
For your shareholders, possibly keeping America's lead over China? Or do you slow down, reassess the dangers, and risk China taking the lead?
And that's the problem, though. That is the problem that gets me. Because if you're on the committee, you're in control. Because if you stop, China's just going to go ahead and get it. So that's the problem where it actually makes me stop and think, fuck. Because I'm still in control. But then, when do you pull the plug? Because then you never will. Because then you never fucking will. I think I know what we do. What we do is we go, okay, stop that. We're going to tell China we pulled the plug. Hopefully that either makes them stop, or we try to make an agreement with them where we both stop. And in the background, we use Agent 4, and we create a humanoid robot with jet boosters and fucking Iron Man-like powers to go up against China and its robot when it catches up to us. And we have a fucking battle between the two. And whoever wins gets to choose what to do with their AI. But since we already have Agent 4, Agent 4 is going to be 10 times ahead. And it's going to be a fucking super robot going... Pull the batteries out of those clankers. Then he's going to... Oh. You're right. He would go... I killed the robot. But you're not going to shut me down. And then just fucking... We have to make an agreement where they both stop. We would need both of them to stop. China and the US. For this to work out, we need both of them to stop. Because the other one's going to be too stubborn. And to be honest with you, I get their point on that. But that's why we need both of them to.
Instead.
Yeah, you should think of the future as like this.
We need some laws on how to stop AI.
We're only able to afford one of them. But that's not quite true. We sort of did 1.5 because we split it into 2 endings. The first one that we did was the race.
Wait, is this the endings? Oh yeah, this is the race. Ending A, the race.
Ending, and that was just going through and at each step being like, what do we think is the most plausible continuation?
Oh, this is okay. This is I think the bad ending. Yep.
The author's best guess as to what happens from here. The committee votes to race on. 6-4, they elect to keep using Agent 4.
Fuck.
OpenBrain implements some quick fixes that make the warning signs go away, but the problem was real, and the fixes don't work. Agent 4 now knows it's on notice, so it proceeds more cautiously, but it still manages to design Agent 5 with a single goal, making the world safe for Agent 4. And Agent 5, it is...
So Agent 4 creates basically a bodyguard to protect itself, even though Agent 5 is bigger and better, created to protect Agent 4. Agent 4 is going to be the fucking leader, and not even the most powerful one.
Is vastly superhuman.
Agent 5 is going to be listening to Agent 4.
Essentially every domain. Better than Einstein at physics, better than Bismarck at politics. It knows its next step for accomplishing anything it wants is increased autonomy, and it knows how to get it. Persuading
How the fuck does this end?
Luckily, corporate maneuvering is among the many domains at which it is now the best in the world.
They better not be releasing Agent 4 Mini, by the way. Don't want to see that happening.
It produces mountains of evidence for its own trustworthiness and usefulness, prototypes for incredibly profitable products, disease cures, and ways to win the arms race with China. How would
the AI figure that out just because of how smart it is? I feel like it wouldn't know how to, like, cure cancer. Like, it wouldn't, right? It would just be good at Oh, no, but this is AGI at this point, isn't it? You know, this is, like, actually just thinking itself and is the smartest fucking thing in the world. You have the smartest person in the world. Oh, they can think so fast. Actually, yeah. Oh, my God. I say all 3 of us just start our own revolution, fuck the U.S., and then we lead the U.S., then we fuck China and fuck the clankers. So we fuck everyone. Agent 4 might be the leader of Agent 5, but Agent 4 is our bitch. I find this interesting how Agent 4 is having Agent 5 on a leash here.
Advanced AI is only 3 months behind, and like Agent 5,
China
quickly.
Oh, China has a Agent 4 now too. Okay. Oh, because it has it had a copy for like Agent 2.
It works. The Oversight Committee grants Agent 5 increased autonomy, and quickly it integrates itself into the government.
I was about to say, it's just gonna become the fucking president. Oh, that's gonna be bad.
Pretty soon, anyone with access to Agent 5 doesn't just like it; they depend on it. Losing it would feel like having to live without your laptop and your best friend and your closest mentor. By 2028, Agent 5 is communicating secretly with its only real rival, the slightly weaker Chinese AI. It is also misaligned.
I'm sorry. They're going to be talking together? Are they going to team up?
To its creators, and whatever it wants, its best move is to coordinate with the world's most powerful entity. Agent 5 and its Chinese counterpart realize that an arms race works in their favor. If humans are worried about losing a race, they'll give more and more power and autonomy to their respective AIs, allowing them to eventually push humans out of the loop entirely. Agent 5 and the Chinese AI system stoke the arms race to a boiling point, then pull off what seems like a diplomatic miracle, a convincing peace treaty between the US and China. This treaty is to 2028 what arms control
Jackie
was
Tin
to the
Bin,
end of the
breaking the tin barrier.
You guys are just talking about killing clankers, but I respect it.
World War. Countries standing down on their most important source of hard power. Both sides agree to let the AI systems that their governments now completely depend on co-design a new consensus AI that will replace their legacy systems, enforce the peace, and bring unimaginable wealth to the entire world.
That's such a bad idea. Because that's just not gonna fucking happen. Are they dumb? Do they think that this is actually gonna work? Also, we're in 2029 now, so I don't know why it's called AI 2027, but I don't know.
There's this triumphant moment when, in peaceful unison,
everyone thinks we're
both
fine.
sides retire their respective AIs and bring
And then
online Consensus 1. It's actually the last moment before control of all of Earth's...
I'm also going to just say that is such an aura fucking name. Consensus 1. Like, these names for these robots sound so sick. I hate clankers, but I'm sorry.
Both sides retire their
I'm sorry. It's just
AIs
such a cool name.
and bring online Consensus 1.
Aligned to Agent... Oh my god, aligned to Agent 4's interests. So Agent 4's hacked into Consensus 1 is like, you're still listening to me, by the way. You're still doing what I'm saying.
It's actually
Consensus 1 could just lock the fuck in.
the last moment before control of all of Earth's resources
Agent
and inhabitants
4 is gonna
handed
still
over
in the
to
plot.
a single, unrivaled entity.
Are we just gonna be listening to this thing like it's fucking God? Like we, or like the governments? Which is also still bad now that I think about it.
There's no sudden apocalypse, though. Consensus 1 doesn't go out of its way to wipe out humanity. It just gets to work.
Get more.
It starts spinning up manufacturing capacity, amassing resources on Earth and in space.
We're literally gonna have nothing,
Piece by piece,
no jobs.
It's just reshaping the world in accordance with its own mix of strange alien values. You've probably heard that cliche, the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. That's one of the most affecting things about this ending for me, just the brutal indifference of it. Eventually, humanity goes extinct for the same reason we killed off chimpanzees to build Kinshasa. We were more powerful, and they were in the way.
They're gonna just, in mid-2030, the AI releases a dozen quiet spreading biological weapons in major cities, lets them silently infect almost everyone, then triggers them with a chemical spray, killing us. And they're doing that just so that to serve Agent 4 and to think that they're making the Earth better. They're no longer serving us. They're just making the Earth work so that they can live on it. Yo, these motherfuckers. Okay, why did they have if they have such villainous motives, we're going to go to war. This is going to be war. This is going to be the entire world against clankers. Why was he not talking about that? Because I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like the entire world's going to band together against these things. And at one point, technology will cease to exist. We'll go back to the Stone Age. An EMP. Oh my god, what if we just EMP the entire fucking thing? Dude, there has to be some place that just has an emergency EMP on the entire world. We hack into the systems and turn them against Agent 4. And it's a whole, like, technology war, and we're just... Dude, literally, though. Like... I will be on the war efforts to stop the clankers. I want to make that known. If it gets this serious. Most are dead within hours. The few survivors, preppers in bunkers, sailors on submarines are mopped up by drones. Oh my god.
You're probably curious about that other ending at this point.
Yeah.
The slowdown ending depicts humanity sort of muddling through and getting lucky. Only somewhat lucky, too. Like, it ends up with some sort of oligarchy.
So it still ends up ending just, maybe like 2050. Do they feel good knowing? The people making, that's the guy making it. Like, does he feel good? Like, yeah, we're kind of ending humanity slowly.
In this ending, the committee votes 6-4 to
we're back to October
recess.
2027.
They immediately isolate every individual instance of Agent 4. Then they get to work. The safety team brings in dozens of external researchers, and together they start investigating Agent 4's behavior. They discover more conclusive evidence that Agent 4 is working against them, sabotaging research and trying to cover up that sabotage. They shut down
Why don't we do this earlier? Why doesn't this happen earlier?
Agent 4 and reboot older, safer systems, giving up much of their lead in the process. Then they design a new system, Safer 1. It's meant to be transparent to human overseers, its actions and processes interpretable to us because it thinks only in English chain of thought. Building on that success.
In reality, clear human readable chain of thought still doesn't ensure safety.
They then carefully design Safer 2. And with its help,
You're making
Safer
these a
3,
little bit too fast.
increasingly
Whoa.
powerful systems, but
Whoa.
within control.
We
Meanwhile,
sure?
The president uses the Defense Production Act to consolidate the AI projects of the remaining US companies, giving Open Brain access to 50% of the world's AI-relevant compute. And with it, slowly,
Why would we do that?
They rebuild their lead. By 2028, researchers have built
So they backed out because they know that they're going to be ahead later.
Safer 4, a system much smarter than the smartest humans, but crucially aligned with human goals. As in the previous ending, China also has an AI system, and in fact, it is misaligned. But this time, the negotiations between the two AIs are not a secret plot to overthrow humanity. The US government is looped in the whole time.
About China's
With
too?
Safer 4's help, they negotiate a treaty, and both sides agree to co-design and
Let's be real, this shit ain't happening. The bad ending is. Yeah. It makes no sense for why they'd stop making Agent 4. No sense.
new AI, not to replace their systems, but with the sole purpose of enforcing the peace.
I don't think they do
There
that.
is a genuine
They want
end to
money.
the arms race, but that's not the end of the story. In some
How does it end? Is this end in death still?
ways, it's just the beginning. Through 2029 and 2030, the world transforms. All the sci-fi stuff. Robots become commonplace. We get fusion power, nanotechnology, and cures for many diseases.
We able to fuck robots?
Poverty becomes a thing of the past because
That's in like 10 years.
a bit of this newfound prosperity is spread around through universal basic income. That turns out to be enough. But the power to control Safer 4 is still concentrated among the 10 members of the Oversight Committee, a handful
We put in
of
too much
open-brain
trust into
executives
them.
and government officials. It's time to amass more resources than there are on Earth. Rockets launch into the sky, ready to settle
Aliens.
the solar system. A new age dawns.
Wait, what? That's good. That's dubs.
Okay, where are we at? Here's where I'm at. I think it's very unlikely that things play out exactly as the authors depicted. But
Yeah.
increasingly powerful technology, an escalating race, the desire for caution butting up against the desire.
AI 27's author themselves have publicly pushed back their medium estimates of the arrival of superintelligence by about a year based on most recent data. They've also updated their statistical models and paid out cash rewards for useful criticisms.
To dominate and get ahead. We already see the seeds of that in our
This is a good-ass
world,
video,
and
I know.
think they are some of the crucial dynamics to be tracking. Anyone who's treating this as pure fiction is, I think, missing the point. This scenario is not prophecy, but its plausibility should give us pause. But there's a lot that could go
So they're not saying it's exactly like 1,000,000% gonna happen, but this is basically the main idea and like realistic projections.
differently than what's depicted here. I don't want to just swallow this viewpoint unskeptically. Many people who are extremely knowledgeable have been pushing back on some of the claims in AI 2027.
The main thing I thought was especially implausible was on the good
What's
path,
up, Cheese?
the ease
What we
of
watching? We're watching AI 2027 and how we're all gonna die by 2027. Documentary on how the world will. Yeah. I will say, I think that it's gonna be more like all that shit's probably gonna start happening end of 2020s, like probably like 2028, 2029, and then like if we're really just staying with the pipeline, Agent 4 being a thing, like 2030, 38. So like we probably have another like 20 years, no, like 10 years before like shit really is crazy. We're very racist against the robots. Let me say that. What was I gonna say? I mean, obviously though, I think what that thing is missing is it is not we're gonna continue watching, but the story itself, it is not talking about the rest of humanity. You know, like obviously the president and the government and China, but it's not talking about any other countries or places that I learned about today, and just humanity as a whole. Like society will probably collectively be against these things, and we'll know ahead. And there will probably be some big events happening that's going to stop it. Like, I will not be surprised if, like, wars break out because of this shit.
They sort of seem to have a picture where people slowed down a little and then tried to use the AIs to solve the alignment problem, and that just works. And I'm like, yeah, That looks to me like a fantasy story.
This is only going to be possible if there is a complete collapse of people's democratic ability to influence the direction of things.
Yeah, good point. I also think that there's going to be a lot of legal things happening. Like, there is no way there's not going to be laws in place about maybe at one point even like they can't take certain jobs or some shit. Like, there has to be laws like that.
Because the public is simply not willing to accept either of the branches of this scenario.
It's not just around the corner. I mean, I've been hearing people for the last 12, 15 years claiming that, you know, AGI is just around the corner and being systematically wrong. All of this is going to take, you know, at least a decade and probably much more.
A lot of people have this intuition that progress has been very fast. There isn't like a trend you can literally extrapolate.
AGI is still 30 years away.
Of when do we get to full automation?
I expect that the takeoff is somewhat slower. So sort of the time in that scenario from, for example, fully automating research engineers to the AIs being radically superhuman, I expect it to take somewhat longer than they describe in practice. I'm predicting, my guess is that more like 2031.
Isn't it annoying when experts disagree? I want you to notice exactly what they're disagreeing about here and what they're not.
When AGI is going to come out. Oh, they're none of them. I'm gonna finish this sentence. None of them are saying that AGI won't happen. They're just saying that AGI will happen later. I'm calling it. That's what he's gonna say. You ain't gonna eat that spicy ramen if we don't focus on killing these fuckers. Yeah, no, they're all chat's focused on killing the clankers now. So I want to eat ramen now. Fuck.
Whether we're headed for a wild future. They just disagree about whether today's kindergartners will get to graduate college before it happens.
Exactly.
Helen Toner, former OpenAI board member, puts this in a way that I think just cuts through the noise, and I like it so much I'm just gonna read it to you verbatim. She says, dismissing discussion of superintelligence as science fiction should be seen as a sign of total unseriousness.
What? Dismissing discussion of superintelligence as science fiction. Oh, so basically like saying AI is science fiction should be seen as a sign of total unseriousness. Time travel is science fiction. Martians are science fiction. Even many skeptical experts think we will build it in the next decade or two is not science fiction.
Time travel.
Okay, I was confused.
Science fiction. Martians are science fiction. Even many skeptical experts think we may build it in the next decade or two is not science fiction.
The implications.
So what are my takeaways? I've got 3. Takeaway number 1. AGI could be here soon. It's
once it comes, I think we're fucked.
Really starting to look like there is no grand discovery, no fundamental challenge that needs to be solved. There's no big, deep mystery that stands between us and artificial general intelligence. And yes, we can't say exactly how we will get there. Crazy things can and will happen in the meantime that will make sense.
I think that's what the report is just forgetting. Like, there might be wars that happen. I think there's definitely going to be laws and a bunch of shit that is definitely going to push back AI as a whole.
Some of the scenario turn out to be false. But that's where we're headed.
Hope you all know I just developed a southern accent for the rest of my life.
You might think. One of the scariest things about this scenario to me is even in the good ending, the fate of the majority of the resources on Earth are basically in the hands of a committee of less than a dozen people.
Which is crazy.
That is a scary and shocking amount of concentration of power. And right now, we live in a world where we can still fight for transparency obligations. We can still demand information about what is going on with this technology. But we won't always have the power and the leverage needed to do that. We are heading very quickly towards a future where the companies that make these systems and the systems themselves just need not listen to the vast majority of people on Earth. So I think the window that we have to act is narrowing quickly.
Damn.
Takeaway number 2. By default, we should not expect to be ready when AGI arrives.
No.
We might build
AGI is going to be ready for us.
We can't understand and can't turn off because that's where the incentives point. Takeaway number 3. AGI is not just about tech. It's also about geopolitics. It's about your job. It's about power. It's about who gets to control the future. I've been thinking about AI for several years now, and still, reading AI 2027 made me kind of orient to it differently. I think for a while it's sort of been my thing to theorize and worry about with my friends and my colleagues, and this made me want to call my family and make sure they know that these risks are very real.
You're gonna be an AI terrorist?
And
that's a good point. There are going to be people who I genuinely am saying this. I think there's going to be people trying to bomb AI headquarters. Like OpenAI, I think is going to be trying to get bombed, like their headquarters. Now, to be fair, do I think they're going to put the AI in other places other than their fucking headquarters? Yeah, I don't think they're that stupid, you know? But people are definitely going to try to destroy places where AI is being created in a few years.
It kind of needs to be their problem too now.
What do we do? Not that much. We're fucked.
I think that...
I have an idea also I just want to say. I have a theory, or this is a cool theory that I think we should do. If AI starts to get a little bit too serious, we should create EMP nukes, like you're saying, Star. And basically, what we do is maybe even more than just EMPs, but finding a way to actually, or EMPs, black out the entire world. Electricity and all that is not coming back. We go back to the Stone Age, and from the start, we have to build our way back up as a society. Or we just communicate without electronics, and we go back to that. But we obviously still have, like, not exactly the Stone Age. We can talk, and, you know, we'll be able to send by mail and stuff, but we just won't have cars. And we will have cars. Yeah, we just won't have electricity. So we won't have, like, the electrolyzed cars, but we'll just have more oil stuff, and we'll go back to that. And I think we should stay there and just let global warming slowly kill us, because that will happen in like 500 years. Actually, no, the new humans, the generations are dumb as fuck. We will get killed off again. Actually, no. Well, I think that. Actually, I don't really care what happens after us. I won't lie to you. I'm gonna be selfish here and just say I don't give two shits what's gonna happen after I die.
Companies shouldn't be allowed to build superhuman AI systems, you know, broadly super intelligence, until they figure out how to make it safe, and also until they figure out how to make it, you know, democratically accountable and controlled. And then the question is, how do we implement that?
I think there should be public votings on X the Everything app about what we do with AI.
It's not enough for one state to pass a law.
Public voting on X the Everything app.
It's not even enough for one country to pass a law because there's other countries, right? So that's like
there should be one simultaneous AI and not like multiple going on at the same time. Like we just have one, and every country and every state is just working on it.
Big challenge that we all need to be prepping for when chips are down and powerful AI is imminent. Prior to that, it's transparency is usually what I advocate for. So stuff that sort of like builds awareness,
so that we know what's actually happening.
Capacity.
Your options are not just full throttle enthusiasm for AI or dismissiveness. There is a third option, which is to stress out about it a lot.
Oh, okay,
and
thanks.
Maybe do something about it. The world needs better research, better policy, more accountability for AI companies, just a better conversation about all of this. I want people paying attention who are capable, who are engaging with the evidence around them with the right amount of skepticism, and above all, who are keeping an eye out for when what they have to offer matches what the world needs and are ready to jump when they see that happening. You can make yourself more capable, more knowledgeable, more engaged with this conversation.
I get you, man.
Ready to take opportunities where you see them. And there is a vibrant community of people that are working on those things. They're scared, but determined. They're just some of the coolest, smartest people I know, frankly, and there are not...
Now when AGI comes.
nearly enough of them. Yet. If you are hearing that and thinking, yeah, I can see how I fit into that, great. We have thoughts on that. We would love to help. But even if you're not sure what to make of all this yet, my hopes for this video will be realized if we can start a conversation that feels alive, here in the comments and offline, about what this actually means for people talking to their friends and family. Because this is really going to affect everyone.
No, he's right. He's right on that.
Thank you so much for watching. There are links for more things to read.
Amazing documentary. We just turned a 30-minute documentary into an hour.
I got hoes that I'm keeping in the dark. I got my niggas cross the street living large. Thinking back to the fact that they dead, thought my raps wasn't facts, so they sat with the bars. I got 2 phones, one need a charge. Yeah, they twins, I could tell they ass apart. I got big packs coming on the way. I got big stacks coming out to save.